show the right link to share, and I want to share maybe some other interesting facts that her company currently, Assiduus Global, is a $150 million revenue generating e-commerce and brand management company with offices in the US, such cities like New York, Manila, and in Bangalore she has office, which I recently also visited. So she has multiple offices around the world. She formerly and prior to that was a co-founder and the CEO of Unspun Group, India's first technology-based marketing solution companies that got acquired in this year. And she was a founder of IRA. It's a house of designers that also got acquired this year as well. So we're just waiting for Shom to join me for the back. Yeah, I see Shom here. Wonderful. She's joining us right now.
Hey!
Hello.
Hi guys, happy Saturday to everyone. And Yulia, thank you so much for having me. I've been listening to all the speakers. What a wonderful session.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much. I know that you don't work on weekends. I know that
I try not to work on weekends, but the COVID times have like taught me to be flexible. I was actually at office today because we had a lot of shipments going out, and we had a warehouse inspection and stuff like that. But here I am. I'm here today. I'm all yours.
Thank you very much. And we are looking forward. I'm leaving the stage to you. And we are looking forward to hear a lot how actually to do right brand marketing on Amazon.
Absolutely. You know, Bhargav, before I start sharing my screen, I would say like Bhargav did a phenomenal job talking about Shopify. And to all the listeners today who are listening into this wonderful event, I will say that besides the fact that we are brand owners on Amazon, and we also manage really large brands on Amazon, we're also a very big Shopify player. And for me, I think the best way to build a brand is to look at a mix of both, because that is what essentially lasts you longer. That is what essentially builds a great recall, because it's not one over the other, it's one in conjunction with the other. So you launch a brand on Amazon. When people start recollecting the brand, when people start knowing the brand, that's when you move to Shopify, so that you're able to build a larger consumer base for yourself. So without much ado, let me just start sharing my screen. Let me know if you guys can see it. Is everybody able to see it now?
No.
Hold on, let me just see 1 second. Okay, share. Okay. Window, screen, tab. Yeah, 1 second. I'm just trying to. Yeah, I think. Are you able to share? See now? Wonderful.
Yeah, all right. I'm leaving it to you, and all the best for your presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yulia, and congratulations again for such a great event. So to everybody who's listening on in today on a Saturday evening, welcome. As you all know, with COVID-19, life has changed drastically, but what has changed most is that there is a forced consumer behavior where people are now looking at e-commerce as the go-to place for all their shopping needs. This not only shows us the kind of opportunity that we have in hand, but it also opens new doors for learning new skills, for new employment, most importantly, for all those people who are now working from home or sitting and doing different things. Hey guys, if you have an idea in mind where you've been thinking about launching your own brand, this is the right time to do it. I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about what I do. Yulia, thank you so much. You gave a wonderful introduction. But just to share with you guys that I did start Assiduus about 4 years back. It started with the idea that I had a great retail outlet called IRA, which is one of the biggest. It was India's first ever crowdsourced design, brand, where we did have a single designer in-house. We didn't have any manufacturing plant of ours. Everything was crowdsourced, and we were giving a lot of amateur designers an opportunity to earn through our platform. So we had high street stores, we had stores in big malls, but one of the things which we quickly realized is that that's not scalable only. A lot of our clients were actually saying that, how can I buy from, if I'm in Delhi, but your store is in Bangalore, hey, where do I buy the products from? And that's what led us to actually starting to sell on Amazon. And we started with first a Shopify store, which is what gave us a lot of insights as to how we can scale the brand. And then we said, you know what, we don't want to just do Shopify store. We also want to do Amazon, because that's going to give us a quick, return on investment, because it already has a lot of ready-made users. And with that, we kind of, were able to scale to what we have right now, what Julia said, like a multi-million-dollar company, where we don't just focus on fashion. We also have labels like health supplements, where if you go online and look for a brand called Biotevia, a brand called Amplicell or Physician's Choice, they're all brands that belong to us. Physician's Choice and Amplicell, we only sell in United States. However, Biotevia is our homegrown Indian brand, completely organic, and one of the best sellers on Amazon. Like selling on Amazon, while it sounds very easy, where you say like, you know what, hey, it may be a great proposition. I just go list my brand and I start selling. No, it's not as simple. And well, is it too complex? No, it's not as complex either. It just requires a lot of discipline, because you need to understand that unlike selling in retail, where a lot of your decision is based on primary data, here it's not like that. Here, all your decision is based on ethnographic data. And what ethnography means is a culmination of digital footprints and analysis of data over a period of time that allows you to understand what will work and what a customer will end up buying, taking different demographic data sets into consideration. So that's why the buying process, it starts with a problem solution approach. So if you're looking to launch a brand, if you're looking to start something new, you need to understand if the demand exists on Amazon or marketplaces like Amazon. Like Bhargav was saying, right? I think somebody asked a question and I want to answer that. Is it Amazon versus Shopify? No way. It's an apples to orange comparison. It is not. It's like you saying, is it Facebook versus Instagram? Well, it's still a little similar to each other, but the content is completely different. But in case of Shopify and Amazon, one is a marketplace. One basically just says that, hey, here is a huge database of customers that already come to my platform, searching for information, searching for products, searching for solutions, and I'm going to marry their need with your solution. And that's exactly what a marketplace does. But when you go to Shopify, it's pretty much the customer looks at your product, sees an ad, and knows that they're going to that storefront to buy specifically that product. So I'll give you an example when we're talking about this problem statement scenario. If you guys have your laptops or your phone handy, please go to amazon.in and type for Irotica, IROTICA. It's one of our hottest selling lingerie line, which is focused on maternity lingerie. That is our biggest forte. And also, we have a utility patent on our period panties, which is something very, very unique that we launched and gets us a lot of traction. And you open another window and you go to brandycom.com, or you type www.irotica.com, you're going to go to our Shopify store. So the thing is that it's not that it's one over the other. One is to get the attention of the audience, which is the marketplace. The other is to build the brand, because at the end of the day, the customers would want to see that you have a good brand presence. But coming back, when it's selling on Amazon, you first understand where is the demand. Very, very important. If you're selling in .in or .com, you have to understand that you need to be able to analyze before you get into that particular, a particular segment or category, that there is enough demand. And then comes the price point. I'm going to tell you guys a few tools as we progress through our presentation, what you need to use to be able to analyze that demand, to know what keyword people search for, to know how many searches happen, and also how many competitors exist, how many of them are in page 1 and page 2, how many reviews and ratings they have. Those all are decision-making factors for you to launch your product. But remember, the need is insatiable right now. It's not that people have stopped buying. The only thing that has changed is that people have stopped going offline and they now have moved all their attention online. So the opportunity is 4x. Now, coming in terms of the price, you got to be very, very cognizant about which segment is your product positioned in. Is it a premium product? So even within health supplements, there are products which are extremely premium because they want to target a certain kind of customers. Like the reason we have 3 different health supplements brand, actually we have 4. The reason we have is each one of them play in a completely different category. We have one health supplements brand which is just dedicated to keto. We have 16 different varieties of keto selling on Amazon.com. So we do that because we want to dominate page 1. We also understand that there are women, there are men, their needs are different, ages is different, and therefore our supplements are categorized by that. So if you're looking for a keto supplement for women, you land up on one listing. If you're looking for keto supplement for men, you're going to land up on another listing. If you're looking at keto food supplement, which means you're looking at keto protein powder, you're going to land on another listing. We have physician's choice, which is completely using turmeric, using ashwagandha, making marriage of India and United States, because people there love everything that comes from India. So we say, hey, why not launch a brand which actually brings India closer to United States? And it is now one of the most highest performing brands, which we launched in association with 2 other partners of mine. We have Amplacell, which completely operates in a completely different segment. And even the price points of each of these products are different. So I'm going to show you guys as we proceed through the presentation, but I'm going to keep giving you guys these examples so you can go refer to them as I speak with you. Brand. Now, why does brand come in the third and not in the first is because if you do not have a solution to the problem, and if you're not operating in a price sensitive way where your cost of acquisition, which is called ACOS in the world of Amazon, is something which is taken into consideration, your brand cannot really succeed. So you need to also keep in mind that the brand that you're launching is very sticky. It says it's very easy to relate to, right? So Mamaearth, for example, the reason I like the name is because it makes you feel close to nature. And what they wanted to do was they said, hey, there is a Himalaya, but there is nobody else who plays in a premium segment where the ingredients are almost the same, but they're targeting a different kind of a customer base. And that's where this came into the picture. That's how Mamaearth launched. And if you see, the products are very similar to Himalaya Wellness, but it's a little more premium. Reviews, very, very important, something that you have to always be cognizant of, that the Amazon algorithm actually ranks a product based on reviews and rating. And what happens is that your organic searches, which is going to make you get an Amazon's Choice badge. So let me give you an example as we speak. If you guys go and search for probiotics for adults, you will see Cipla in page 1 and mostly has an Amazon's Choice badge on it, or probiotics for kids has an Amazon's Choice badge on it. We are partners with Cipla, so we take care of, we manage all of Cipla Health's business on Amazon globally. And the reason they have that Amazon's Choice badge is because the number of organic searches happening with the number of reviews is a correlation. So you as a user, when you go on and search for probiotics and you end up on 5 products, and you're going to see, okay, some has 100 reviews, some has 50 reviews, some has 25 reviews, but the 100 reviews guys has 3.8 rating, but the 25 reviews guys has a 5-star rating. You have a higher chance in conversion of that 25 reviews product, because people tend to buy a product that has mostly the positive reviews. So moving on, the problem solution approach. I'm going to quickly talk. The reason I'm going to give you guys examples and from Amazon is so that you guys can go and relate while we're talking. You can go search and see. So when you type weight loss or just type weight, you'll see number of keywords coming up. So these on your left hand side that you see are the keywords, right? That's what defines searches to results to conversions. So you see, this apple cider vinegar seems to have is dominating page 1 because people buy that. The conversion on that is a lot higher because people believe that apple cider vinegar and weight loss is correlated, especially for women. So moving on, when you look at the price, now that you've seen that this is what your top product is, you see this particular, the first product is priced at $15.99, the second at $10.99, but Goli, which right now is dominating the market, for apple cider vinegar, because they were also showcased in the Ellen DeGeneres show, and they have huge amount of recall. And by the way, the co-founder of this company is an Indian based out of US. They right now dominate the market. And just to give you guys some numbers, Goli does a sale of close to $3.5 million a month on Amazon. And if you guys want to see how the kind of sales that people actually do, the tool to use is Jungle Scout, is something that I swear by. So you guys can go and subscribe to Jungle Scout and take a subscription, and you can then take a look at all the competitors, their revenue, what they're doing. But remember, it's about 80% accurate because it's an API integration with Amazon, but Amazon is very smart. Amazon doesn't give everybody full access to the data, so it's about 80% accurate, but gives you a good sense of the opportunity that this particular segment has. But guys, just a heads up, remember, apple cider vinegar has been a rage for a while, and there are too many players. So unless you have something very unique and you have a great influencer marketing strategy that can pull off the brand and it can get a lot of it can get a lot of mind share going, this is a category that's pretty crowded. So while I'm giving you this example, it's also very important to know, and that's why I'm suggesting the tools that I'm suggesting you guys, that you do a correlative analysis and see that the demand versus the supply, it cannot be that the competition is so high that your entry will become very, very restricted or will require you to burn a lot of money. That's something you have to be very cognizant about. And I remember somebody asking a question to Bhargav about drop shipping. That's why drop shipping on Amazon is also a great idea. If you have fund crunches and you do not have the money to invest in a new brand or a product, then that's a great idea to go after, because brands launching on Amazon requires money. It requires a certain amount of capital investment. It's not so like, it's not like, you just go list the product and start selling. No, you have to invest in getting reviews. You have to invest in doing the ranking. You have to invest in ads. And Amazon PPC is not as simple. There's a lot of technique. There's a lot of technology that you have to use to ensure that the PPC works really well. But why am I sharing all of this is for you to understand what and how you actually look at launching a brand on Amazon and making it success. And now if you see in terms of the brand positioning, we actually first looked at the problem solution, then people look at the price, and then they start saying, okay, let's look at which are the top brands which I already know about. If I don't, then hey, I'm gonna buy a private label. The good news with Amazon is, guys, private label players are the ones that are dominating Amazon. It's not the big retail brands, which is what sells on Amazon the most. It's the private label brands that sells on Amazon the most, because people come online to buy these brands because they feel they're more curated. They're more, they have been created to cater to specific needs, and they're not so comfortable looking at brands that are already in retail. So that's why private label players have a lot of opportunity when it comes to Amazon. Reviews and ratings, I talked about it in the beginning of the presentation, and all of you guys listening today know, if you have great reviews and ratings, and an ideal review score on Amazon is 4.5, and an ideal number of reviews that you should have on a product to make good money should be about 150 plus. And the other thing, guys, there is a hack. Of course, everybody knows about it. You can buy reviews, you can buy ratings, you can ask your friends to leave reviews and ratings, but Amazon will block your listing if they see more than 35 to 40 reviews per month. The reason I'm saying this is, from purchase to reviews is usually 100:1 organically. So Amazon is too smart. So if they see suddenly you have too many reviews, then they know that you've done something wrong. So be careful if you're buying reviews and ratings that you map it with the sales. So if your sales is 100, then I would say you can take a risk of getting up to 5. Usually it's 100:1, but up to 5 is still fine. But if it's less than that, then Amazon may have a chance to block your listing. So be cognizant about these tips that I'm sharing with you. I'm all about hacking, okay? I'm all about ethical hacking, because I don't believe anything great was built without first hacking into it. And that's why, I'm sharing with you guys, before I became an entrepreneur, one of the companies that I work with, which now is acquired by IBM, is Red Hat. And the reason I joined Red Hat is purely because I believed in open source. I believed in creating coding from scratch, where 20 people are going to look at a line of code, hack it, see if it's vulnerable or not, and then build a great line of code which is sustainable and scalable. So even Amazon is like that. While their Amazon algorithm is changing dynamically, by the way, just so that you guys know. They look at and learn from user behavior using AI and machine learning, and they quickly change their algorithms just so that they protect the customers at the end of the day. So Amazon's goal is that customer first, and that's one of the reasons brands do not get access to customer data very easily, unless you're a specific brand which has guarantee on your products. If you're in home and kitchen, you'll have access to customer data. But if you're not, if you are in fashion, not necessarily you'll get access to customer data. So you got to be aware of all of these things, but there are ways around it. We talked about the stars. So we talked about that, at the end of the day, 4.5 is the right rating to go after. Now, why is branding so crucial on Amazon? Jo dikhta hai, wahi bikta hai. So when I talk about branding, I'm basically talking about how you position the product, right? So if your product, like why I showed you Goli or Physician's Choice, if you see these names, they significantly make you want to relate to the product. You cannot be a health supplements line where the name itself doesn't have anything to do with it. Goli clearly talks about Goli. Goli means pills. So people would resonate with it. It's very easy to resonate. Or you just make the name the main hero of the product. So like we have keto. So it just call us keto BHB or keto burn. The brand behind it is actually honest keto, but it is very small. It's not highlighted as much as the key ingredient of the product. So that is very, very important. And also on the Amazon platform, you got to call out the benefits of the products with a lot of articulation. That's very, very important. Yet, a word of caution, do not make any claims. Don't say that you are 100% guarantee on weight loss, or you're going to do XYZ things, because if somebody buys a product or if it's probiotic, it will help in reducing indigestion. No, you don't make claims on Amazon. That's when your listing is going to get suspended. So be very careful about it. So do read the Amazon guidelines very, very carefully when you're listing a product, especially if you're playing in the health supplements line. You've got to look at the ingredients that you have and look at the ingredients that are approved or banned by Amazon. In US, you have to be FDA compliant, which means you cannot launch a health supplements brand or even a beauty brand that is not made at an FDA compliant site. In India, you've got to have an FSSI license no matter what. So you have to get an FSSI license for e-commerce, because FSSI license is also there for retail. Ensure that you have it for e-commerce, because that is significantly important for you to sell on Amazon. In terms of when I say make the most of your Seller Central account, a good store name, which is in accordance with your product name, is always something that resonates very well with the consumer. While we not only sell our brands, we sell multiple other brands as well, because we are their exclusive e-commerce partners. But if you are just going to focus on your brand, then you have to ensure that the storefront name is very sticky, and the product name and the storefront name are the same, so that there is a great amount of recall for the brand. In terms of the other things, which I already talked about, is picking a good brand name, and most importantly, something that's easy to recollect, something if people go to your social channels or your Instagram account, they're quickly able to kind of, relate to it. One thing very important, guys, very, very important to remember. If you do not want your brand to get jeopardized or unauthorized sellers to come and sell fake products on your listing, so something very important to remember. If you, let's say, created a listing, you will get an Amazon unique ID, which is called as an ASIN in the world of Amazon. Remember, somebody else can come and get attached to the ASIN if the ASIN is not protected. Anybody can. And it's happened to us a lot. It happens to us all the time. Some of our products, like for example, I launched a complete COVID merchandise in March when the COVID pandemic hit us, because I believed in the whole Make in India initiative. I wanted our country to be self-sufficient, so I launched our N95 mask, PPE kits, and so on. But something that happened was, in India, it takes you about 2.5, 3 months to get trademark. So we didn't get trademark in time. We filed for it, but we still didn't have the trademark. So a lot of other sellers were selling fake products getting attached to our listing. And people were leading us with negative reviews because they thought we are selling the products. Of course, the brand belongs to us, so we are selling the product, but they're getting a different product. So, of course, there are ways around it, and of course, customer support helps you out. All of that is there, but a great way to protect it is that you have a trademark before you launch a brand. Ensure that if you have a good product, a unique product that you're looking to scale, do file for the trademark, get a trademark. The advantage of that is that you can do brand registry on Amazon. Brand registry means, I'm going to talk in the next slide, is that you're going to have your own storefront on Amazon, where if you just go and type TTK Prestige, you'll see TTK Prestige's storefront. If you go type, Adidas, you'll go and see Adidas storefront. So it means your own microsite on Amazon. But the advantage of that is that you can protect your brand and your ASIN from being hijacked by other unauthorized sellers. So keep that in mind. Do get a trademark before you launch a brand. If you're doing drop shipping, it's a completely different business scenario altogether. But brand registry on Amazon is saving the brand on Amazon. Otherwise, your brand can get jeopardized. So step one of branding on Amazon, in terms of brand registry, I told you that you can create your storefront, you can create A+ content. I'm going to share some examples of that with you. It protects your brand. Most importantly, it makes people buy more from you. Simple. Customers always prefer to buy from a brand that has brand registry. Simple. So you will be able to uproot your competitors, you will be able to get better ranking, and most importantly, huge amount of conversions if you have brand registry. The power of A+ is what makes a brand A+ on Amazon. So this is just kind of giving you guys an example that, Sleep Aid is one of our products, which is under Physician's Choice, which basically has melatonin, valerian root, chamomile, and we basically are trying to promote healthy sleeping habits using natural or consuming natural ingredients. Just so that you guys know that melatonin is a very, very big market in US. Americans love popping pills, and Americans love popping pills, which will put them to sleep and melatonin is natural. So just so that you guys know that melatonin is the secretion that is produced in our brain when the lights turn off and we go into sleep. So those who do not get that natural secretion or are insomniac typically take melatonin. Melatonin is also available in India, but we do Physician's Choice right now. Not all products sell in India right now. So just giving you guys an example of how A+ content looks like. In terms of when you're building a page that helps showcase the brand, it makes a customer discover the product portfolio. The advantages, upselling and cross-selling new products. So we're also partners with Cuisinart in US. So we help sell their brand online in US. And one of the things which has been our learning is that when people are going to the brand store, they end up buying more than 3 products in their cart at a given point in time. So the upselling and the cross-selling opportunity also is great when you have a storefront. So like you see with Calvin Klein, this is how their storefront looks like. It's a mixture of their innerwear, it's a mixture of their sportswear, it's a mixture of their casual wear, and their perfume and edu toiletry. So the natural tendency of any end user is that they're going to go to this and they will be able to quickly resonate with the brand, and the stickiness of the conversion also increases. Also, there is repeat purchase. That's another great advantage. Also, guys, just so that you know, if you have a brand store, you have access to customer data. So a great way to remembering that. Very, very important, guys. Packaging. Why I said jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai, which translates in English to that what you see is what you buy, is that if you have a very catchy packaging, if you have a very bright packaging, the conversion is always going to be more, because that's what resonates with people. It's called as color psychology. I don't know how much of you guys are aware of it, but it's a very, very essential learning when people are learning how to brand their products. Or any branding expert is going to talk about that. That color psychology is what really resonates with us, right? How our brain picks up colors and resonates with it. And that's very important, especially when you're doing virtual buying. And that's why, AR and VR, one of the things it does, it creates a dimensional appeal, which again is called cognitive brain, relativity. When it comes to buying, the brain functions like that. So it sees something, it relates to it. It gives it a cognitive reflex, and that's what compels them to buy. Of course, there is rational decision making in terms of reviews, rating, all of that. But if you see something you really like, your tendency is you're going to go take a look at it again. Happens to all of us, even when we walk into stores, right? We see things, the color really is catchy, it looks very beautiful, and tendency is I'm going to go try it. So this is Unobiotics, which is the probiotics, which is the #1 probiotics right now that sells on Amazon.in. We're also selling on .com, but I wanted to show it to you guys because if you see, it's got like fantastic rating. If you see the listing, very, very important how compelling a product listing is. If you see, we talk about effective and potent. By the way, effective probiotic is actually a very highly ranked keyword. So everything that you see in the listing is keywords which we know will really, really lead to conversion, right? People do not know the name Unobiotics. People will first start by searching probiotics. So in the first 3 lines, which is basically your title description of the product, you have to ensure that you are talking about the potency of the product, you're talking about 1 or 2 key attributes of the product, and you're talking about what the product actually does. So if you see, it says probiotic, it says immunity, and most importantly, it says 5x, and it says adults, because this is what the product is about, because it's Unobiotics for adults. This is our brand, Erotica, which I talked to you guys about, that, you know, we are on Shopify and on Amazon. By the way, Unobiotics also is on Shopify and Amazon, both, because that's the right approach of growing and scaling a brand. If you see, what is the product's key features is quickly highlighted. Seamless, ultra soft sleep and yoga sports bra with removable pad. And if you guys go onto Amazon.com and if you search sleep and yoga, so you'll see those are the top keywords. These keywords are integrated into the title description and also into the main body of the listing. That is what drives greater conversion. Now, in terms of Launchpad, this is something which is very India specific, guys, because and another thing, guys, remember, Amazon.in and Amazon.com are very, very different. They're significantly different, including the categories. If you guys go and see, the categories also are very different, right? There are more subcategories in India, and there are some different subcategories in .com. Also, the maturity of the platform is different. So when you launch products on the two, you've got to be cognizant of both. So is Singapore and UAE. They're very, very different. And you guys will learn if you guys are already selling, or if not, I'm happy to share maybe in another session how each platform is a little different than the other. But coming to, in terms of the Launchpad that I'm going to talk about, big fan of it. Amazon India did a phenomenal job with coming up with this idea of Launchpad. This is like Amazon's own Kickstarter program. Guys, I can't see the chat right now, but if you guys know about Kickstarter, please say a yes if you've heard of it, or if anyone of you put your product on it. This is Amazon's Kickstarter. What Amazon's Kickstarter means is that if you have a unique product, or if you're coming from a small scale industry, or if you're using products that are organic, if you're creating electronics that are made in India, if you're launching anything that is very unique, you can actually do it through Launchpad. What Launchpad does is that their team dedicates themselves to helping you out with the brand, with the launch, gives you all the kind of assets that you require, gives you front page visibility. And thus, when you are a new brand, it's a great way for you to scale quickly, because Amazon has their hands on your shoulder. So I'm a big fan of Amazon Launchpad. We have done Launchpad products, and it has helped us tremendously to do well. In terms of building a presence outside of Amazon, one of the things, like, Bhargav, I'm so glad he was there, and Yulia, you put such a fantastic team of speakers, because each is so complementary to the other. Guys, I want to share some data with you. When we launched Physician's Choice on Amazon.com, in the first year, we did about $5.5 to $6 million in sales. But then when we opened our store, right now the store does 2x of that in sales. But Physician's Choice is now over a $30 million brand. And of course, there are multiple stakeholders in it. But giving you another example of Amplicell, which is, again, we launched it on Amazon.com. We built the brand. People started to know about the brand. Had our e-commerce store. Now the e-commerce store does way more than Amazon. The reason is that you have more opportunity to give discounts when it's your own e-commerce store, because Amazon's platform fees, storage fees, FBA fees, fulfillment fees, taxes is like 50% of your money is gone there. So if you're pricing a product, that's, again, something very, very important to know, guys. If you are, let's say, if you're going to sell a beauty product, let's say you're going to sell beauty sheets, or you're going to sell makeup, and if you're pricing the product at 700 rupees in India, then remember 50% of that is going to go to Amazon. So you have to take that into consideration. That includes your ad fees, your FBA fees, your platform fees, all of that. Same product you list on an e-commerce store, you can give another 20% discount, because you don't have to pay any platform fees. And Shopify is like, the fees that you pay per month is negligible. So what is very important to understand is that it's not one over the other. One is complementary to the other. That's something very important to remember. And why I'm a very big fan of Shopify, because I think Shopify is the only platform that is meant for small and medium scale industry, small and medium scale brands, and they are all about helping ideas come to life. Well, big commerce is there, WooCommerce is there, they're there for bigger brands, they're there for brands that are already like, doing huge in retail and stuff like that, has over 10,000 SKUs. But if you're a small brand, you want visibility, you want free APIs, you want good tools that can integrate with your e-commerce store, Shopify is the answer. Content marketing and SEO, I'm not going to dwell deeper into it. You guys are already too smart. You know what to do. Great blogs, being on affiliate sites. Affiliate marketing works phenomenally well, and you know how that is going to ensure that you have great SEO. Social media, of course. No, there's no two ways about it. You need to have great Instagram page. You need to have a good Facebook page, because you're going to run your Shopify ads or even your ads for Amazon through your Facebook page. So that's very important. Just to share with you guys, Wow, which is, you guys all know about Wow. And again, we work with them very closely. So they're 80% of the traffic and conversion comes from Facebook. So it's very, very important to have the right social media channels, leverage it very significantly, and have the right tools to be able to monetize it. We've already talked about leveraging influencers to talk about your brand. Remember, influencers are not just people with blue tick. Yulia is a great influencer too. Why I say this is, influencer is anyone who has great engagement going on their page. You want the people who know them to buy from you. It's not always that if you have a blue tick, only then somebody goes and buys from your page. No, people know each other, people connect with each other, therefore they buy the brands that is recommended by them. So that's something very important to remember. The strategy is know your customers better, and that's what I said, that you should be able to use tools like Helium 10, a phenomenal tool, which is used to analyze demand, which is used to analyze keywords, which is used to analyze which are the ASINs or competitors, what are they converting on, how are they making their sales, very important to understand. Build a great product story. Guys, remember, it's not about launching a product. It's the story that you tell. It's marketing 101, right? There is a book, I don't know how many of you have read it. It's called All Marketeers Are Liars, and then the liars is crashed and says storytellers. Because do you remember as kids that the things that we remember the most are the stories that our grandparents or our parents have told us? We love fairy tales. The reason it resonates with our minds is the brain is built that way. The cognitive function is built that way. Anything that is a feel-good factor stays with you. So build feel-good factor story-based brands. That's something that I'm going to tell you guys have worked amazingly well for us, and therefore I think you should definitely leverage it. Consider PR. Well, any PR is good PR, but yeah, positive PR. Very, very important. Ensure that people are talking about your brands, and that will ultimately help you scale your SKU. So thank you so much, guys. If you guys want to learn more about Amazon, I've often talked about Amazon and e-commerce, something which I'm very passionate about, because I think Industry 5.0 is all about hyper-personalization. And hyper-personalization in today's post-COVID world is about buying safe, less touch point, and more ease of use, and most importantly, great price points and opportunities. So with that, you now know at least the basics of scaling your brand and launching your brand on Amazon. So I'm going to now come back to the home screen, and I'm going to stop sharing so I can take, if there are any questions, I will be happy to answer that.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
I'm thinking, what shall I launch? You and Varga just kind of make a kind of volcano in my life, in my heart, that I want something on e-commerce.
Absolutely. No, it's so amazing that Bhargav went before me, because it's so complementary, right? And in our world, we are not using just one over the other. We are using both. I'm a big fan of Shopify, and I am a big beneficiary of Shopify, especially our lingerie line, our beauty line is doing phenomenally well on Shopify. So I think the advantage is humongous. It's just a correlation, right? It's just mixing the two.
That's how we plan the event, that Shopify and Amazon, the workflow should be all complement to each other. Now we'll go content and SEO, that also goes together, of course. So we have questions for you.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see. You can go to the state chat.
Yes, I am right now at the state chat. So I'm going to take a look at, let me see where all, okay. Okay. And Amazon recently saw a documentary where Amazon knew what the customer is pregnant. Even oh, Arun, well, that's crazy, right? Because I'm going to start with answering Arun's question because it's very interesting. It's something Amazon is listening to you all the time. What do you think they did with Alexa? Do you know what Alexa does? Alexa, I don't know if you guys have watched this series. Yulia, have you watched South Park ever? Have you watched it? You have to watch South Park. You have to watch South Park. It's a 23-year-old series, and it shows it shows Jeff Bezos as a brain. Okay, so they cartoonize him and they make him look like the brain. So the reason he launched Alexa is because he wanted to listen to people's conversation, what they're having, even in their house, because Alexa's always listening. It's called as silent listening. So even when Alexa's, you're not saying, hey, Alexa, do this, do that. Alexa's actually listening to you. So Alexa is quietly listening to you and passing that information feed back to Amazon. So when you go online, when you order something on Alexa and you say, hey, Alexa, add this to my cart, or hey, Alexa, add that to my cart. In the US, it's even more potent, right? And when it's not adding things to your cart or giving you information, all it's doing is it's called silent listening. So it's feeding information back to the Amazon team. And that's how they know what's going on in your life. So they start giving you recommendation. That's how they got to know, by the way, the woman was pregnant, even because she was talking about getting the stick, to basically check that why she's not got her periods. And so with that, you add one-on-one, and that's how Amazon knew.
Here is a small joke. We have Alexa, which is my husband.
There is somebody who is asking me a question about product listing. Should it focus entirely about the product benefits? I think of experimenting a bit with a little interesting information about the product, example, story behind the symbol. Oh, no. Ahlad, Amazon is not about experimenting. Amazon is about following a certain set of guidelines. So remember something. If you can go and tell that story on Shopify, you can tell whatever story you want on Shopify. But when you're listing a product on Amazon, you want people to buy it. People buy on Amazon based on keywords. So they go type the keyword, they see the product listings, they go read the reviews and rating, and then they see which price is something that suits their budget. That's how they end up buying. So you don't want to go tell the story behind the logo and all. No, that's not how it works on Amazon. You do all of that on Shopify. Go tell the entire history about how you came about the product, why you're selling it, and so on. You can say that story on the social media platform. But when you're selling on Amazon, focus on the keywords. There is a way to list a product on Amazon and stick to that. Don't try to get too experimental because you're going to lose money. I think Arun has another question. Thanks for the explanation. What is Amazon, Shopify? So tell understanding can be right. Me as a startup, we use Amazon to catapult myself into Shopify so that I give Amazon the finger and save on the commission too. You as a firm both, okay, you as a firm provide both. When they know customer is only temporary on Amazon. Oh, no. No customer is temporary. Guys, remember something. The reason people go on Amazon is because they want options. They also want the prime delivery. They want things in a certain time. And that's very, very important for all of us to remember that people are going with a certain intent on Amazon. Now, once they start buying on a regular basis and they know that they can come to your store, they also will come and buy in your store. But there are different segments of customer. There are people who are marketplace customer. Then they have an affiliation with the brand. They will come to buy your brand maybe from your store because they're getting better discount. They're getting better discount or they're getting better opportunity. But that doesn't mean they're not going to go back to Amazon. And if they do not become a big fan of your product, they will always go and experiment with new products on Amazon. So Amazon never gets to see the finger. It's like you always want to ensure as a brand, you give the customer the comfort that you're not disappearing. So a Shopify store is something that stabilizes your brand and brings greater value. That's it. No brand till date has ever gone off on Amazon and have only sold on Shopify. No, they have both. So I will never stop selling on Amazon. Never, because I want to get the Prime Day benefits. I want to get the deal of the day. I want to get the limited, time deals. I want to get all of that. I want to get visibility, and that visibility nobody else can give me more than Amazon. But for my Shopify store, I will end up spending a lot of money on ads. So at the end of the day, I'm never going to give a finger to Amazon. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my own portfolio of customers for Shopify, so both remain complementary to each other. So I think that answers your question. But the period okay. Arun says, continuing my question to Bhargav, the period Pandays if on subscription would actually reach the epitome of shopping, and you cannot make it any better, right? Okay, I don't think I answered that. I understood that question. So if you're talking about I don't know what you mean by epitome of shopping. When I talk about, like, I was talking about period panty having an utility patent that allows us to do A+ content. It's a very unique product that we have. So people buy it from Amazon. People also come and buy it on our Shopify store. So, it's just talking about that having a product where you have a utility patent, it allows you to create A+ content on Amazon. So that way the recollection is a lot better and people will end up buying the genuine product. Naresh, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked the session. Manish says, rightly said, it's easy to board on Amazon, but not easy to sell on Amazon. Great. Hi, Shom. In addition to Jungle Scout, do you recommend any other tools? Yes, Amarendra, you have to try Helium 10. It's a fantastic tool. If you are using Shopify, do not miss trying Klaviyo, my favorite email integration automation tool that allows you to reduce your abandoned cart, that allows you to get conversions on your abandoned cart. Phenomenal tool. A tool you should never try is SalesLab. They are, I hate to say it, they're an India-founded company, but absolute fraud. Please do not work with them. They say that they can do review automation and stuff like that. A pathetic tool, don't. Helium 10, it's one of the best tools. There is also tools which is for reviews and ratings, which you can definitely try. We have our own tool, which is something that we are a big believer of. We built 2 platforms of our own for reviews and ratings, so you can definitely try that as well. And it's called Review Master. And then what is this? Manish has Amazon Keyword Planner. Yes, Amazon Keyword Planner is a okay tool, but I prefer Helium 10 because Helium 10 is a lot more optimized. They use AI, and they basically are taking recommendations from all different users who are using the platform and then giving you keyword recommendation. So Keyword Planner for Amazon is an Amazon tool, but I prefer Helium 10 because it's a very, very good tool that I really, really like. Guys, another thing, definitely integrate chatbots into your Facebook platform and run JSON ad. JSON ad leads to great conversions on Amazon, and it also allows you to create a user base of your own who are going to see your ad, go to Amazon, but they're your customer. Remember, they saw your ad, so you have interacted with them. You have built the portfolio, and therefore you are staying in touch with them on an ongoing basis. And this is called as a JSON ad. You can basically integrate ManyChat, is one of my favorite chatbots. Integrate ManyChat onto Facebook, and you can run JSON ad. Amazing conversions, great customer retention. You can upsell to them, so that's another great thing. And let me give you another hack. I hope Amazon is not going to kill me for this, but a great hack is that when you're just starting off and you want to build engagement, you don't want to do FBA initially. You may want to do FBA and merchant fulfill. That way, when you're doing merchant fulfilled, you can send promotional material directly to the customer. So that kind of helps. Well, we've become seller flex, which means that our warehouse is now at Amazon's warehouse. So as you become a very big seller, you also get seller flex. So those are things to keep in mind. What is a good budget to invest on an ad budget for fashion brand? What is the return on investment? Okay, so this is how it is. You got to be Ishak. You have to be specific. Fashion is a very big segment. Even lingerie comes under fashion. What you have to tell me is, what are you talking about? If you're launching a t-shirt, if you're launching just one t-shirt, it can be just one t-shirt with 5 different variants, something very unique with catchy taglines, blah, blah, blah. If you're launching that, and if your pricing is 350 rupees, then you'll end up spending about 100 rupees in customer acquisition. So it's like ACOS. So keep that in mind. So an ACOS for fashion over a period of 3 to 4 months is about 25 to 30%. If you do really well, smart, Start with automatic campaigns, get the keywords. In automatic campaigns, you'll burn money initially. That's okay. You get the keywords. Once you get the keywords, which leads to conversion, then do a manual campaign, then do a manual targeting. Okay. Okay, Ishak, you have to tell me. It's not a, even if it's a startup fashion brand, you got to tell me what it is. What are you trying to sell? That's what is important, because in Amazon, it's specific to the subcategory. That's how it works. It's not wanting to sell just one brand. So it has to be specific to the subcategory. So it's important. Subscription takes, okay. Rahul, when Amazon give certain offer for customer, how the profit will earn to the Amazon? Amazon makes money off you. Amazon doesn't make Amazon. So every time you make a sale, Amazon takes a percentage of it, right? So you are the one who's losing the money. Amazon is going to make money any which ways on the sale. So Amazon, when Amazon Prime Day happens and Amazon says give 10% discount, Amazon is not losing any money. You are giving 10% discount on your pricing. So you are the one who's taking the hit. Amazon still makes money off your sale. Amazon makes money off every sale that you make. That's how they are so big today, right? Just like Alibaba, they make money off every single sale that you make. Okay, subscription takes the headache of repetitive purchase following up an array of products, indeed a monthly basis. No, so see, remember, subscription is for specific products. Subscription you can do with health supplements, which is regular use. Subscription you can do with beauty products. Subscription you can do with skincare. You can't run subscription on lingerie. Somebody buying a innerwear like a sports bra from us is not going to go buy the sports bra again next month. So subscription, what does subscription mean? Something that you would use on a regular basis. Customers who are buying erotica products from us may buy after 2 months or 3 months, because usually the significance of a lingerie is that after 3-4 months you kind of dispose it and you buy a new one. You're not going to buy it every month, but our health supplements have subscription on it. Beauty has subscription on it. So it's specific to the product category. You can't run subscription on fashion brands. It doesn't work. Jason, yeah, it is. It's correct. Siddharth, you got it right. It is called, let me type it for you. ManyChat is the chat tool. And JSON. So you need to integrate. You need someone smart to be able to do that for you. Or if you are a techie, then you can just go to ManyChat tutorial, learn how to do it. And yep. I think that's it. Okay, Ishak says they sell t-shirt, hoodie. See, I got it. I knew you do t-shirt. So yeah, I told you, if you're pricing it at 350, 400 rupees, then be ready. You're going to spend about 50% on your ACoS. That is your average cost of acquisition. So yeah, with that, I think I wrap the session. Julia, anything else?
Thank you very much. It's amazing. And amazing to have you on Saturday. I truly appreciate your time and efforts. And one more question before we will just wrap up the conversation. Can you have your presentation to share with our audience?
Absolutely. Do you want me to give it to them right now? Or I'll share it?
We will share, no problem. I will just get it.
Absolutely. The more people learn, the more self-sufficient we become. India is on its way to becoming Atmanirbhar, self-sufficient, self-reliant. And I say that COVID is an opportunity in an adversity. It's a time for more entrepreneurs to actually take a chance with it and go live and make some good money.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Thank you very much, Shom, once again. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And we will.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to sign out now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shom.
Thank you.
So we realized that run to 5.5 hours online event is kind of tough job. So we want to give 5 minutes break to everybody. You can grab your tea, have water, have some snacks, go to the toilet if needed. And also, if you still want to stay here, there is a networking button. You can just network with random people, just 5 minutes. Right now it's 5:46 in India. So at 5:50, we're joining back with Vatsal Shah, the e-commerce consultant, the person who's speaking house marketing, how to actually strategize your content creation and how to get more eyeballs on your e-commerce shop. So don't lose us for 5 minutes. See you at 5:15. All right?